you'd like to go away for a short while but you're worried about your house being empty or who's going to feed your dog or your cat, well, you might consider getting a house sitter. These are people who are happy to live in your house and look after it for a short or even quite a long period of time. HouseCarers is an organisation run by Ian White, and it's a kind of a dating service for people who want to house sit and the people who need house sitters, so it's a perfect marriage really. Time of Your Life went along, caught up with him at his office in Narrabeen in Sydney.
We started HouseCarers.com in October 2000. It's a win-win for homeowner and house sitter. It's very much like a dating service where we're getting acceptance homeowner and house sitter. And we're providing a mechanism for homeowners to find and select house sitters. Now the homeowner, they're leaving their house, they want it to be secure, have that lived-in look. There may be pets involved.
Yeah, I've been house sitting for around about a year now, and I've covered pretty much every area of the city. I work in the city, so it doesn't really worry me where I go, and I've probably done about 10 house sits now in different places. Most of the people that I've house sat for, they've wanted someone to look after their place while they've gone away. It's often through winter. They're usually older people, and most of the time they've got pets that they want looked after while they're gone. They want someone to clear their mail out of the mailbox, just make their garden look like somebody's still living there, and make the place look lived in really, just for security reasons.
Once the homeowners and the house sitters have exchanged emails a bit and built up a trust, they can then arrange to meet. Now they can either meet in a restaurant or they could meet in the house sitter's home, even if the homeowner wants to see how they look after their place, or in the homeowner's place. If they meet with the homeowner, the homeowner can observe how they're reacting to pets, if they've got pets, and I think that's possibly a good idea, and they'd go through what's required. So it's a matter of building up a trust.
Usually the only stipulation is that there's no wild parties or anything while I'm there. That I've had people to stay in most of the house sits that I've done, and there's been no problem whatsoever with that. I've discussed it with the homeowner beforehand and they're fine with it, as long as the house is in, you know, the same state they left it in. When they get back, they're happy. A
lot of our people are retired, and they could either be wanting to leave their home and travel for extensive periods, 6 months, so they're looking for a house sitter. Or they could be on the trek around Australia for 6 months, maybe in a caravan. And it's a great opportunity to have some nice, comfortable accommodation. And we have locations in Canberra, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast. It's filling in for people who are perhaps even retired and they want to go to the city. Yeah,
one time I ended up looking after a donkey, 2 cows and 2 horses at this one place. They were on 5 acres or something, and I had to get up at 5 in the morning every morning just to make it to work on time, because that was a fair way out of the city. So I probably wouldn't do one like that again, but it was an experience.
We do find a common question with homeowners is their home, what happens if there's any damage, security, this sort of thing. Now, most insurance companies consider a lived-in house a safer risk than leaving it vacant. Now, we advise that each homeowner, they contact their insurance company saying, I'm leaving, I'm having a house sitter, how does that affect things? And most insurance companies say, great, all right, it's being occupied. Now, the insurance policy will cover the homeowner's belongings, etc., but the house sitter themselves should have their own insurance covering their belongings. So, and also we recommend a bond, much like a rental bond. We have a bond agreement that they can use. A bond is taken out and held by independent third parties such as a solicitor, and that's covered in the house sitter's agreement. So it's, you know, they should be taking the house sitter take any normal responsibility as if they were renting a house.
Obviously I save on rent because most places don't ask you to pay rent. Occasionally you'll be asked to pay a bond or something like that, I've heard. I've never done it myself. The most I've really ever had to pay is just for my own phone calls. I've never had to pay electricity or gas or anything like that. So yeah, it helps me save up. I'm saving up for my own house at the moment, so while I'm not paying rent, it means I can save up faster. Plus I get to look at all the different areas of the city that I may end up buying in and find out which areas I like and which ones I don't maybe like so much. And no, it's working out really well.
Yeah, typically we receive about 300 applications for house sits per month, and they're obviously all filled. Now, say you're registered in Melbourne, you're likely to get an application each day, one per day, saying there's a house sit available and you're free to apply for it. And then once they apply, it depends on the duration and the situation, because some are looking for long term and some are short term. So the fact that the homeowners put their requirement up there, they don't have to go ringing people and finding they don't want it. They'll get those people who are interested in that duration, that location and that situation.
Well, the houses vary from, say, a small flat, which I've done, up until quite a large split level property that I've done quite a few times now, and they've got a tennis court and swimming pool and all that sort of thing, so it's very enjoyable to go up there. I do that every few months actually. That's a regular one that I've done a number of times now.
Yeah, well, we have a guide to house sitting on our website, and it goes through all the selection procedures. Anyone can access that, and we have the steps in making the selection, and we have a house sitting agreement that the homeowner and the house sitter can download, and it goes through all the things like who pays for utilities, what's required, feeding of pets, medication, all this sort of thing is set out so they know exactly what's required of them. So the homeowner and the house sitter can both sign this agreement, and we also recommend a bond. We have a bond form. We don't actually, they can then lodge that either with a solicitor or a real estate agent, but it's very important that it's put in writing so everyone knows what's required.
What a great service. And you know, Ian runs that on an international basis from just one office in Narrabeen. So if you'd like to register either as a sitter or a house owner, you can either check out the website, www.housecarers.com, or you can give him a call, and the details there are on the screen. Certainly it's a very practical idea, and I've actually done it, and it worked very well, I must say. We'll be right back to look at scooters.